Hey, fellow old schoolers. Echo Greg here with another recorded webcam match. This one is my match 3 of the Guildhouse PreModern tournament, monthly tournament where we play in pods. So the winner of the pod advances to a playoffs. So, my deck is a green, white, black food chain. I made a deck tech video on this, so if you're more interested in the details, you can go check that out. But basically, the idea is to get a food chain in play, ramp out some creatures, use the fiends, fierce empaths to get bigger creatures, fiends to clear the way, and then add some value in the ranged hermits. And then the beaters are Chroma, Shade, Rizara, Vertaloth, Exalted Angel, and Phantom Deshova. So, I am currently 1-1. This is the final match of the pods. There are 4 players in each pod, and the stakes are: if I win 2-0, I advance. If I lose, then Yeti advances, and if I win 2-1, then Brian, my first round opponent, will advance. So should be some interesting games. I am playing against Yeti, who is on a white Weenie with a small splash for blue. In the main, I believe it's just for meddling mages, and then it has some sideboard cards. So, with that said, let's get into the games. I'm good with my keep. Yeti had won the dry roll. He starts off with Plains and the Mother of Runes. And I lead into a waste, dropping a 19 for a green, and play a Birds. Another Plains. Yeti gets a little aggressive, comes in, and plays a Silver Knight. So I'm at 18. Play a Treetop Village tapped, and then a Wall of Blossoms. It's going to draw me a card and at least save some damage. He untaps, plays a Flooded Strand and cracks it, going to 19. He gets an island. Finishes shuffling up. And then he's going to play a Meddling Mage. So he doesn't know what I'm on. He sees the treetop and the wall and thinks I'm on the rock, so he names Pernicious Deed. Which is a good name blind, especially against the Weenie deck. Then he's going to Swords my wall and swing in for 3. So that'll drop me to 15. No life gained off the wall, but it did its job. It drew me a card, advanced me further along. So I untap, draw. Now I tap all 3 mana, play the food chain. So, time to start trying to go off. So I'm going to exile the birds for green, play a Wall of Roots, put a counter on the Wall of Roots, play another bird. Sack the bird for black, drop a fiend, and then I'm going to do the trick where with the entrance trigger on the stack, I will exile it for 3 mana. That way the exit trigger happens first, so there's nothing looked at yet. And then the entrance trigger will happen, and I'll get to look at the hand and permanently exile something. So just having a quick conversation with Yeti here, explaining how all that works. And what's been going on. Not familiar with the food chain, that can go pretty quickly, so just slowing it down here and explaining what I've been doing and what is about to happen. So I should be taking a look at Yeti's hand here. I see a curse scroll and a worship, so definitely going to be taking that worship. That would stonewall me pretty good. So I used the 3 green from the Fiend to play a Fierce Empath. I'm going to go search up Nishan Shade, yep, which makes sense. He's playing white. I want the pro white in case he top decks the swords. And I've got the mana to get it out. But so I'm going to exile the Empath for green and play another one. So right now I have 1 green floating. I get Exalted Angel. Not likely going to be able to play both of them, but I think I just wanted to keep the wall, because even with the shade, it's a little bit of a race. So yeah, now I'll exile that for black. It's 4 black, or sorry, green. Play a Deranged Hermit, gonna get the 4 tokens, and then I can sack the Hermit all by itself to get the shade. And then I'll be able to sack the wall and the 4 tokens for white. Actually, I won't even need all 4, just need 3. And play the Angel. So now I've got a pro white. He can't really attack. I mean, make his knight or mage pro black, but I have the Angel, so either way, it's not really going to be able to get in. And then I'll be able to hit for 9 a turn and gain 4 life. So this one's looking pretty good for me. And yet he realizes it's not going to be a winning race. Even if he draws the swords, he'll only be able to deal with 1. So scoop him up, and we go to game 2. So I am going to board in some Smothers and board in those Pernicious Deeds that he was worried about and named with the Meddling Mage. So let's fast forward a little bit. Get ready after sideboarding. For game number 2. So far so good. I've won game 1. I had to do that in order to have a chance to get to the playoffs. So if I can win this game 2, I'll be in. If not, even if I win the thing, I don't make it based on tiebreakers. So let's see what happens. So I mulligan. Yeti leads off with an Adakar Waste, dropping a 19 and playing a Savannah Lines. Aggressive start. I would play a Forest and just pass. Yeah, he's going to swing in for 2, dropping me to 18. Play a Flooded Strand. Tap the Waste. Play a Mom, drop to 18, and pass back. So I get a Wall of Blossoms, draw a card. And in my turn, Yeti's going to fetch, drop into 17, and he's going to Enlighten Tutor. You know, Tutor for a Seal of Cleansing, so that's a pretty good card against me. It stops Food Chain. I'll still be able to get 1 activation out of it, but I won't be able to chain creatures if he blows it up in response to the first one. Um, Also will help for if I draw on my deed, but those are going to be the only two enchantments I have in the deck. So Yeti untaps. I believe he's going to give his guy pro green, yep, and swing in for 2, so I drop to 16. He's going to tap a mana, play a Trevor's Ruin, and cast that Seal of Cleansing. Bouncing the waste that he had tapped for colorless. Then he passes back to me. Tap, draw, Fiend. I don't have the trick this time, so it's just going to be a temporary. Take a look at the hand. Unfortunately, the side of the screen's cut off a little bit here, just based on the video settings, but it looks like he's got a Waste, Parallax, Wave, and something else. I'm not quite sure what the third, don't remember what that was. And then I just pass back. He's going to play the Waste. Tap all 3 mana and play a Morph. So, probably an Exalted Angel. It's usually what the Morphs are in these decks, but we'll have to wait and see. No attack there. Because I could either block and kill the lions or block with the wall. So I take my turn, untap, play a Rager, lose a life, go into 15, draw a card, play a swamp. So. There's a Meddling Mage, and this time he will name Food Chain, which is a very smart name against my deck. So that's going to force me to find a way to kill the mage or put me on the just small creatures beat down plan. So he attacks with everything. I am going to looks like I'm gonna block both things, the Savannah Lion and the Morph. He's going to pro-black his Morph, and we're going to trade Savannah Lions. So then he's going to get his wave back. See the power of Meddling Mage there. Didn't really have too many good blocks, but needed to whittle some things down, and not really super worried about the Tide, especially since I had another Fiend. Just take it back. So you can see the Worship and the Tide. At this point, you kind of realize that Yeti's screen on at least my display is cut off compared to what he's seen on his end. So yeah, I take the Tide again, and I play a Wall of Roots. And I pass back. Yeti's gonna draw. 2 in hand. Still no 4th mana. He's going to swing in with the Mage and the Morphed creature. I think he's going to give the Morphed creature pro green here so that I can't block it with the walls. So yep, I just blocked the Mage and I take 2, dropping to 13. Then he's going to play a Silver Knight. So, continuing to get aggressive on the board there, going wide. Need to find something quick. I do have 6 mana, which does cast almost all the creatures in my deck. The only thing it wouldn't cast is the Akroma and the Neshova. Alright, so at this point, we paused for a little while. Yeti is trying to get his screen to show a little better, but we were never really able to. So we'll skip along, save you all that. So I'm tapping some mana, playing a Fierce Empath. And I'm going to go get probably the Shade here. Yep. Again, the Pro White is just huge. And I'll be able to cast that next turn. Still can't play a Food Chain because of the Meddling Mage. And I just pass back. So Yeti untaps, draws his card. And he's going to play a Glorious Anthem. So that's going to give all his white creatures +1/+1. That's going to be a little brutal. Right now the Morph does not count as a white creature. So it's still just a 2/2. And he's going to crack in with everything. He is not giving anything pro. Okay, now he will. He's going to give the Morph probably pro green. Alright, so I'm going to activate my factory, put in a counter, and I'm going to block the Meddling Mage, or no, factory, wait, Treetop Village. I'm going to block the Meddling Mage, trade those to get that off the board, clear the way for my Food Chain. And I will block the Knight with a wall and take 2, dropping to 11 from the Morph creature. Not sure what we're discussing there. Probably about putting the counter on. So he passes. I untap, draw. Or he does have the Seal of Cleansing. So I'm going to crack in here for 2. This drops him to 15. I'm going to play a Deed, and I'm going to blow the Deed for 2, which wipes most of my board. All of his except for the Anthem. But it does get that seal out of the way. And it will kill the Morph as well. Which we flip over, and yep, is an Exalted Angel. So he's going to get the wave back, but again, not super concerned about the wave. Then he draws a Meddling Mage, which he will once again name Food Chain with, so if I had a Food Chain, kind of followed that, but I don't believe I had a Food Chain at this point yet. So he passes back to me, I untap, nothing to play, just pass back the turn with 5 in hand. Can't attack with the Empath because he's got a 2/2, so he is going to Swords it, which puts me up to 12, and he's going to crack in. I will smother it. So it is dead. Now again leaves me open the Food Chain should I have one. I don't, but I do play another Deed. Still looks like I'm short on land. Got to get 2 more to get up to the Shade. I have the black mana, which is good. I just need to get up to 6 so I can cast the Shade. There's a bird, so that'll help. And I just pass back. And I play a Rager. And I drew Plains. Sorry, a Forest. And play that, so now I've got the 6 next turn. But yeah, he draws a Port. So he is going to port me in my upkeep. Top one of the swamps. Yep, smart. But I draw another Llanowar Waste anyway, so I'll take 2 from that, drop in a 10. But I do get the Shade out, and I can crack in for 2, dropping him to 13 with the Rager. So now Yeti is drawing all the lands, the ones he needed earlier to flip the Angel and to play outs. No sense in playing either the Worship or the Tide he's got now. He plays the Worship, he doesn't have a creature, and I've got a Deed, so I can blow the Deed and keep the Shade alive. So it is smarter just to hold those in hand. If he plays the wave, it stops the Rager, but doesn't stop the Shade. So, and because of the Pro White. So it buys him a little bit of time, but not a whole lot. So I crack it for 7, dropping him to 6. And then I just pass back. He draws a Rosian Sergeant, which would help him get back on track if he had time to use it, but he's going to have to block. But he does play out the Worship, so he's going to force me to blow the deed, but in this case I can just blow the deed for 1, which I'll tap the birds to do so, and then I will swing for 7 and the game. So I do manage to take it down 2-0. That game was looking rather tight there for a little while, but good job, Yeti. Fun deck. So I finished 2-1 and I'm able to move on to the playoffs, which in this case is just a top 4, so semifinals and then the finals, based on the tiebreakers. So that's it for the pods. Next video should be the semifinals. So thanks for watching, everyone, and I will see you next time.